And we welcome you to Lakota East High School. Colin Kunz here alongside Camden Braden, bringing you an exciting one here tonight from the Hawks Nest. Lakota East Thunderhawks taking on the Mason Comets, looking for a bounce back here, Cam.
Yeah, they definitely are looking for a bounce back. And as the schedule has ramped up for the Thunderhawks, they have definitely kind of been sliding. They have lost in a bunch of close games to some really good teams, such as Covington Catholic and Princeton and all of them. Mason's not as good as all those teams, but the Hawks definitely cannot take them lightly tonight. Should be a good one.
Yeah, and one of those big points, like you mentioned, Thunderhawks staying close in a lot of the past games they've been in, just haven't been able to fully capitalize or really close things out. A lot of games where they've been really within 5, 6, 7 points, but definitely looking for a statement here tonight.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of that just has to do with their discipline towards the end of the games, just not really being able to close those games out. And whenever you have a team that has a common theme of not being able to close out games, there's definitely a problem there, whether it just be one mistake after another, just one mistake defines the whole game. They'll definitely be looking to try and erase that, and I'm sure that's something Coach Adkins has been preaching.
Yeah, that's absolutely one of those huge points that Coach Adkins has been preaching. One of those standout stars as he comes out right now is Trey Perry. He's been lighting it up for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, he is the leading scorer in the GMC this year by a long shot. He is averaging 24 points per game, and he has just been on fire and has taken the GMC by storm. The other day against Winton Woods, he scored 36 out of their 56 points on offense, so that just goes to show how much offense he brings, but they're going to be looking to get some offense from the rest of the guys tonight.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys are going to have to step up. They have good players on this team, players that can shoot the three ball well, especially. Those guys just need to step up and give Trey Perry some help.
Yeah, and we have seen some guys step up at times and shoot that three ball. Like against Covington Catholic, we saw Derek Jackson hit a few late that really got them back into the game. Baze Whelan's come alive at times this year. He hit the game winner against Oak Hills earlier this year. So they definitely do got some guys who can contribute.
Yeah, both of those two, like you mentioned, Whelan and Jackson can both shoot the three ball effectively. They'll be looking for it tonight as they take on this Comets team.
Yeah, and this Comets team is led really by their two main scorers, which is Matt DeBrazzi, who is averaging 14 points per game, and Ben Menker, who is averaging 13 points per game. Both have been very efficient from the field this year and from three-point land. But the rest of the Mason team hasn't really done much this year. So the Hawks will be looking to lock those two up the best they can and see. And I wonder what their game plan will be.
Derek Jackson coming out against Maker for the tip. The Thunderhawks will win it. Derek Jackson getting it away to Wheeland, and that will start our possession here. Thunderhawks will start out on offense.
And you see Luke Kirkland right there just all over Trey Perry. They didn't even let him get the ball from Wheeland at the beginning of that tip.
Bachman looking for Perry there, just a little bit in front of him, too much.
And those early turnovers have been a problem for the Hawks this year. Just been really bad this year at the beginning of games, just getting offense going. It's not because they haven't been able to make shots. It's just because they've kind of been out of sync.
And one of those things you mentioned as well with Kirkland guarding up on Perry so quickly. We saw that on Saturday when the Thunderhawks took on Winton Woods. They were not letting Trey Perry get anything. Well, they were trying not to let him get anything, but he was able to get through anyways.
Yeah, and I just feel like when Trey Perry's in the mode where he's trying to score, he's really going to get those looks no matter what. And on Saturday, they were just falling for him.
And Perry throwing his hands up, nearly turning the ball away there, but bouncing off of his chest. Comets able to recover.
Yeah, Hawks coming out in that man defense early here against the Comets, much like we saw last week against Covington Catholic.
And Whelan nearly knocking it away as well. Thunderhawks defense has been pretty solid this year. It's really been the offense they need to capitalize on.
Yeah, and they are they can be a fast-paced team, but like they pass it around a lot. They move their offense fast, but in terms of just the way they play possession per possession, they are very slow-paced. That is definitely part of the reason why their defense has been successful. They've got guys who can defend like both of the Perrys, and it's really just been able to keep them in these close games where they haven't really been able to get any offense going.
Comets haven't been able to find an inch, but finally Kirkland goes up over Jackson to get Mason on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and Mason just kind of beating Lakota East at their own game right there. You're usually used to seeing the Thunderhawks hold the ball and look for their best look, and that was just what Mason did right there. That possession lasted over a minute.
Yeah, really long possession on the Comets, and they were able to tire out the Thunderhawks, but Bachman going quickly the other way, but his shot no good.
And that was just a good contest that time by Mason after giving Bachman the baseline.
Now again, the Comets will drive inside over Whelan. This one rolls out. No good. Derek Jackson on the rebound.
And a great box out right there from Jackson.
And Jackson, one of those bigger guys on the team. He's had some tough challenges this year, playing against Burgess from Sycamore. As Whelan will go for three. This one's good for Baze Whelan.
And that's definitely a very welcoming sight for the Thunderhawks. If they're going to trap Trey Perry up at the top, that's going to leave the shooters like Whelan open.
Yeah, like we mentioned before the game, Wheeland, one of those people who can shoot the three ball effectively. There he is, lighting it up early. Comets will fire back with a three-point attempt of their own. This one no good, though, off the iron, and Trey Perry going the completely other way, but no good.
Yeah, and you see the Hawks trying to push the pace right there, especially with how tight Mason's been playing defense early.
Mason now trying some tempo of their own. Wheeland knocking away at the end. Kirkland, though, finding under the basket, no good. Mason again just smoking another layup.
Yeah, and the Hawks have done a great job here early on those contests. We have seen them in past games kind of leave guys wide open under the bucket and just kind of have breakdowns on defense. They've done a good job staying assignment sound tonight.
Bachman finds Jackson now under the hoop. He'll spin around, try to pull one up, but that one is blocked by Minker. And Comets now will go the other way. Try to push all the way over Wheeland, but now passing it back out. Jackson again defending on Minker, who'll take it all the way to the cup. No good. Put second chance, no good as well. And Perry able to get the rebound. A foul will be called on him.
And like we said, you got to respect the tough contests from the Thunderhawks, just not really giving up those easy buckets.
Yeah, and that's going to be one of those huge points. Just not letting him get down there, not letting him get those shots in, definitely making it difficult there and helping force that miss.
Yeah, and speaking of points, let's check in on our keys to the game real quick. So first and foremost, get everyone involved on offense. Like we mentioned earlier, Trey Perry had 36 of their 56, and it was definitely a very welcoming sight early to see Baze Wheeling get involved and hit that first three. Control the pace, so don't turn it over. Make sure that you're playing your game. Make Mason play your game. Feel like they've been doing a fine job with that early, just haven't been able to get some shots to go. We're bringing it back again, win the middle eight. The Hawks have not been very great in the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half this year. So that's definitely a very important time in the game and something that they'll be looking to pick up. And then don't play down to your competition. We've seen them do it at times this year. They've had a lot of close games, really, no matter who they play. They're on like a Covington Catholic or Princeton type level. Don't play down to Mason. Yeah, and you really can't play down to Mason in a game like this where you're looking for, like we said, a statement. Really need to blow this one open. Yeah, and you got to make sure you're not really getting flustered if you don't really blow it open, because Mason's going to be playing a tough game too, because they think it's their opportunity to break a skid, as they're also on a 4-game losing streak. So definitely both teams going to be looking to. Trey Perry with a nice move fading away, and now Trey Perry down on the court grabbing at his knee. And this would be a big loss for the Thunderhawks, but oh my goodness. Perry not able to stand up. This is not what you want to see. Athletic training staff will walk over. Perry having a nice move and fading away and maybe just coming down a little awkwardly. Yeah, Mason was calling for the offensive foul right there, and good job by Trey to get that separation as you see him walking off the court. Perry will walk out under his own power, which is good. Maybe a little limp on that right knee. And hopefully he's okay, because the Hawks are definitely going to need him here down the stretch. Yeah, and then you said it, that's a huge blow for the Thunderhawks. Hope Trey Perry is okay. And now the Thunderhawks offense will try to have to find a spark without him. Yeah, and just like I mentioned in the keys, you got to get other guys going other than Perry. This is a perfect opportunity to show what they can do without him. Yeah, these guys are going to have to step up now, especially both offensively and defensively. Elijah Perry will guard up and try to start things off well, knocking the ball away. Elijah Perry, whenever they're in that man set, has kind of been the guy who's guarding the ball, and he's done a phenomenal job at it this year, just getting a lot of steals, especially when they need him most. Yeah, Elijah Perry has been one of those lockdown defenders for the Thunderhawks. Is Derek Jackson able to tip the ball and get it away? Good start early for the Thunderhawks, forcing the turnover. Now we'll see how they try on offense without Perry. Elijah Perry gets over to Shaw, who will drive in. 3 swarming him now. He finds Elijah Perry again out near the free throw line. This one is good. A floater from Elijah Perry. Yeah, and a great job there by Elijah Perry on that floater. And it was really interesting to see their offense right there, because it really didn't seem like Mason really knew what their assignments were. They didn't know who to guard up. And the Hawks are just like, hey, anyone can shoot now. Like, we're not looking to go to particularly one player, and just getting everyone involved on that possession with as much as they passed it. That's really good for them. Yeah, maybe it's kind of a slight benefit. You know, Comets were looking to guard Trey Perry the entire time, and now they really don't know who to fully guard. Elijah Perry there did get a little handsy. Forced the foul. Yeah, and you definitely can't rack up those fouls and send them to the free throw line because Mason actually is a very good free throw shooting team. Second best in the GMC behind your Lakota East Thunderhawks.
Tyler Bachman able to tip the ball away and get another steal for the Thunderhawks. See if they can capitalize again on offense here as well. Smyers and McFarland both now in the game.
Yeah, and we talk about it on every broadcast. McFarland's basically just like another version of Derek Jackson out there who's still learning and getting experience, but he's done a great job when he's been in this year.
Smyers threw a lot of contact all the way to the bucket. He finds his way to the bottom of the net. Comets out trying to find an answer. Thunderhawks out to a 5-point lead. Our defense staying tight here. Elijah Perry again guarding up. Bachman helping. A lot of contact all the way to the net, and a foul is called.
Yeah, and that time they are going to send them to the free throw line, and that's a good job by Smyers once again contesting a close layup. They just got him with the foul that time.
See as well, looks like Trey Perry is at the scorer's table getting ready to check back in. So hopefully everything all right with him.
Yeah, and it was great to see him walk off on his own power because originally he tried to stand up and then went back down to the floor, and obviously that's not a very good sight as you see Adkins check in with him and Perry and Bachman come off.
Trey Perry able to walk out there looking pretty good now. So hopefully things are good for him.
Definitely someone who wants to be out there.
Sweeney makes both. Now the lead is down to 3 for the Thunderhawks. Now Trey Perry is back in the game. McFarland immediately handing it off to him. Immediately contact gets back on Trey Perry. Now giving it out to Adkins, who will go for 3. This one is good. Luke Adkins 3-ball.
Yeah, and a great job there by the Thunderhawks offense. The Mason just went back to their original game plan of blitzing Perry right there, and it was, like we mentioned earlier, it's able to leave one of their shooters open. In this case, it was Luke Adkins.
And a great 3-ball there coming. Thunderhawks definitely needed that one. Now up 6. Minker now trying to drive down on Luke Shaw. The Comets will work it back out. Thunderhawks have not been giving them an inch tonight.
Yeah, and it's definitely a great job. Like we've seen the urgency for the Thunderhawks, and like we mentioned, not playing down their competition. It's a great job not seeing the Thunderhawks come out flat on defense and actually having a will to compete.
Minker no good going to the hoop, and Thunderhawks going the other way. Perry with a big burst of speed and getting fouled. Thunderhawks maybe find a little spark with that 3-ball.
Yeah, and having Trey Perry back in the game helps because like we mentioned earlier, we mentioned the positives of having him out if there's any at all, and the negatives of having him out is obviously going to outweigh that, and one of those obviously is it's going to open up these guys a lot more for open shots because the defense will be so focused on Perry.
Knockaway coming from Perry, but Smyers is able to get it right back for the Thunderhawks. Immediately they'll look to Perry. A lot of contact. He finds McFarland under the basket again. Now back to Trey Perry. He'll make a drive inside. Foul will be called.
And you see Mason being very tight on the defense, especially on Trey Perry.
Yeah, a lot of contact there coming from Sweeney. And the foul was called on him.
As we'll get some substitutions here, Jackson's going to come back in after his little bit of rest.
Hawks now up 6, a chance to add even more to that lead. Smyers will immediately get it into Trey Perry. Trey Perry will just go for the 3-ball out there. This one no good though. Smyers trying to get up and grab it, but just knocking it away. Comets now on their offensive possession, driving in on Luke Adkins. Now takes the floater. This one's good from DeBrasse.
Yeah, and DeBrasse, like we said, that leading scorer and that #1 option for Mason. Hawks definitely don't want him to get going here early.
And finding maybe a little mismatch there and just able to drive all the way, get some points. Under 20 seconds to go in the first quarter here. Thunderhawks definitely going to hold for the last shot. Trey Perry out way beyond the arc, directing traffic, trying to make a move. Now looking for somebody to pass it to, finding Jackson. Under 5 to go for the Thunderhawks, going to have to work quick. Jackson finding Adkins. Adkins now giving it out to Smyers. 1 second to go. Smyers chucking it up, but no good. A lot of action at the end of the first quarter. And that will end our first quarter here with the Thunderhawks up 10-6 on these Mason Comets. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back now inside the Hawks nest, Lakota East Thunderhawks taking on the Mason Comets, out to a 4-point lead at the end of the first. What do you think went well in that first quarter, Cam?
Yeah, definitely a very defensive struggle for both teams, and things that I think really went well. The Hawks came out aggressive, and they played really well, especially on the defensive end in that first quarter. And then just offensively, obviously the Comets are going to be looking up to lock up on Trey Perry, but something I thought that was very interesting those last couple of possessions, they just stuck with one guy on Trey Perry and just made sure that someone was on somebody else at all times, and it worked for the Comets on the last couple possessions.
Yeah, Comets finding a little bit of an answer to Trey Perry. Still scoreless in this game, actually, which is a bit of a surpriser.
And I think it's a welcoming sight to see them take two guys off of Perry, because it shows that everyone else on the Thunderhawks, whenever they've been left open, is able to cash in. Comets are going to look to stop that, obviously, but that's just going to open up more one-on-one opportunities for Perry.
Bachman trying to force one to Perry, getting knocked away by the Comets. They'll move quickly now the other way. Minker putting one up and in against the window.
Yeah, and the Comets were just faster than the Thunderhawks right there, getting down the court, and you saw Jackson fall down, just able to get a fast break layup.
Yeah, Thunderhawks definitely caught a little off guard there by the speed from the Comets. So Elijah Perry will try to drive inside. The foul gets called on him.
And if they're going to be that high on the trap on Perry, I feel like the Hawks have got to move faster whenever they have numbers in that situation.
The foul, the Thunderhawks will get a chance to inbound it.
Definitely have someone cut into the basket there.
Whelan looking to get it in. He finds Perry under the basket. Another foul is called, this one on the floor.
Yeah, and they must have gotten him with that foul before he caught the ball, because he went up with it immediately as soon as he touched it.
Thunderhawks will again get a chance to inbound the ball, since that one was called on the floor. Whelan will be back there to get things going again. Whelan looking for somebody, finds Elijah Perry now, way up top. Thunderhawks will get their offensive possession started. Trey Perry will drive in and just take a floater himself. This one, though, no good. Elijah Perry not able to get the rebound over to Brasse.
Yeah, and we've seen Trey try to get himself involved early, and those shots just haven't fallen. And much like we saw against Covington Catholic, there were some shots that he wasn't getting to fall, but if he takes enough, he's going to start making a lot of them and go on a hot streak.
Comets now, again, still trying to find a way through this Thunderhawk offense. A little bit of a mix-up there, miscommunication. Both players tried to catch the ball. Neither ended up with it. Ball going out on the Comets. Definitely has been a very defensive-heavy game. Score is only 10-8.
Yeah, and I feel like we'll definitely start to see that ramp up soon. Just, again, not really terrible offense on either side, just the inability to make shots is at hand here in the first half. And I feel like once we see one team ramp up, then the other will start ramping up too. And, I mean, if one of them ramps up, then obviously that's going to be the team that runs away with it.
Yeah, and this is the time when the Thunderhawks need to ramp up. We're getting towards that middle 8, like you mentioned, that important part where the Thunderhawks really get their wins versus their losses.
Yeah, and that first part of the game before the middle 8 starts, obviously, is very close right now. And once we start ticking down into that middle 8, I'm very interested to see how the Hawks respond.
Yeah, that's really when the Thunderhawks will have to blow it open if they want a chance of taking this game home. For now, though, they'll still try to get some points on the board. Trey Perry will take a 3-ball. This one no good. Again, too strong.
Yeah, and just once again, a shot there by Perry on a look that we want. Just not able to get that one to fall.
And Trey Perry maybe just a little cold tonight. A lot of these shots we typically see him make.
I mean, coming off a 36-point night, I mean, he's not Superman, so.
Derek Jackson going up for the rebound, and Minker knocking it away. Possession will go with the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, like we've seen early, the defense just continues to be a factor here for the Thunderhawks, and like we've seen in many of these games, and these defensive struggles where they can't make shots, it's just been their defense keeping them in these games, and there's no shortage of that tonight.
Yeah, no shortage of defense indeed. Both teams looking strong defensively. Thunderhawks trying to get something moving on offense. Give it to Whelan to outside. Now looking for somebody to get it to. Trying to get it to Jackson. Ball was poked away and again poked out of bounds.
Yeah, just a very physical play right there. And again, Mason just being aggressive with the Thunderhawks tonight. Just every time someone touches the ball, if they're able to get over there, then they're on. And you see right there on the inbound.
Yeah, DeBrasse knocking it away into the stands from Wieland. Thunderhawks will have to inbound again. Definitely a lot of contact in this game. It's been physical so far.
Yeah, not to sound redundant or anything, but I mean, we've talked about it, but it's something that needs to be talked about with both these teams, because even though these teams haven't really had the seasons that they had, it's definitely a very welcoming sight to see them play physical and still play hard for these wins. And that's just credit to both coaching staffs and the cultures of these teams. They're definitely very competitive no matter what their standing says.
Yeah, and this East team specifically really competitive, always coming down to the wire, always showing so much fight.
Yeah, and that's something we'll definitely have to worry about in the fourth quarter if this game's close, but let's not worry about that for right now.
Thunderhawks still looking to find something on offense. Tyler Bachman will try to do it. He'll go all the way, no good though.
And that's just the type of night it's been on offense for the Thunderhawks. Just Bachman had every opportunity right there on any other night that's going in.
Yeah, and those are shots that feel like they should be falling, and we've had more than a couple of those tonight, but shots just not finding their way through the net. Elijah Perry going down to the floor, spinning around.
And Elijah Perry is thinking his lucky stars right now. He didn't make that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how far he went spinning there, just kind of twisting and then going down to the court. Foul was called on the Thunderhawks. So possession will stay with the Comets. DeBrasse will be into inbound. Immediately finds Abib. Comets moving very quickly now. Back up top. Comets have had some big bursts of speed, but no real consistent speed, it seems like.
Yeah, and some of that may have to do with the smoke layups that they've had here early. Just, it feels like in a way they're kind of playing too fast and rushing their shots. There's a good one right there, but
Ringwald putting one up, and I thought that was almost a rush shot. The Comets will take a timeout. With the timeout, we will take a quick step aside. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back into the Hawks Nest. Lakota East Thunderhawks taking on the Mason Comets. Things are all knotted up now.
yeah, and definitely a very low-scoring game. Lower scoring than we're used to seeing most Lakota East games. And it's just, I don't really think it's been anything short of just the Thunderhawks missing shots tonight. Like, shots that they usually make on any other day are just not going in. But it could definitely be very good for the Thunderhawks to regroup in the locker room, because they can definitely be a very different team coming out.
Yeah, and those adjustments will be huge for them. So we have an off-ball foul coming. That one, couldn't call on DeBrasse.
And as we tick down here into the middle eight, let's see how the Hawks come out.
Definitely going to have to start bringing that energy. Tie ball game, basically back to 0-0.
Yeah, and I don't really feel like there's been a shortage of energy tonight, but obviously the result on the scoreboard is not what you want right now if you're the Thunderhawks. And for them, they just got to make sure they keep playing their brand of basketball and keeping Mason playing at theirs and just controlling this game. Whoever's in control of this game going forward, I feel like is going to wear out the other team faster.
Another foul being called on Ringwald there against Trey Perry. But yeah, like you said, definitely not a lack of energy. We've seen a ton of energy from both of these teams tonight, just a lack of offense.
And it seems like Trey Perry's finally going to get on the scoreboard here at the free throw line.
Trey Perry will be at the line here.
Definitely an opportunity.
Trey Perry, first one, it's no good. Trey Perry won't get on the board quite yet. We'll have a second one on the way, though.
Yeah, luckily he's got another chance at that. And like we said, it's just been one of those nights for the Thunderhawks and him, and luckily their defense is keeping them in this game.
Trey Perry's second one is good. That will give the Thunderhawks a 1-point lead. McFarland will check into the game as well now. The Comets go to inbound.
And interesting, Hawks coming out in that press trying to make Mason play a little faster.
And again, that's what they want, forcing the speed.
And it goes off Luke Shaw's knee, but nearly a turnover right there.
Yeah, and that's definitely what you want if you're the Thunderhawks. You want to make Mason play uncomfortable, and just right there, even for those maybe 5 seconds, they looked really uncomfortable.
Yeah, and having Elijah Perry on top of the ball is definitely one way to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, and he's been locked down all night as well. On a little bit of a seam now are the Comets, and they get one up and in over McFarland, and they will take a lead.
And that's just a nice shot right there from the Comets. I mean, you really can't play better defense right there.
Trey Perry now losing the ball nearly down on the floor. Comets trying to get it out. Elijah Perry running after it. Saving attempt made, but no good.
And again, great job by Trey Perry not quitting on that one after he went down to the ground. Still trying to fight for the ball and keep possession, and ends up paying off for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, and that one back and forth for a little bit down there on the floor, and then Comets kicking it out too strong, and like you said, did end up working out for the Thunderhawks. Smyers will be here to inbound. Immediately finding Luke Adkins. Adkins trying to get into Perry, nearly knocked away. Perry able to hold on to it. Smyers now driving to the basket, lifting one up and no good. That one bouncing out on Trey Perry's hands.
Yeah, and we were talking about the rush shots earlier on the Mason side. We just saw it right there from Smyers, just dribbling along the baseline. That's not really a bad look, but just put too much on it.
And again, the Thunderhawks really don't need to be in a position where they are rushing. Looks like they should be taking their time to get the good shot.
Yeah, and you see them right there coming out in that press.
McFarland trying to make it difficult for Minker. But he'll go all the way to the basket, put one up and in. Comets now extending their lead out to 3.
And I definitely don't think McFarland was ready for that move there by Minker. Just a great job on the dribble hesitation right there, and he was able to get a wide open lane.
Trey Perry getting it back over to McFarland. Thunderhawks now playing from behind. Trey Perry will try to look to get rid of some of that lead. This shot bouncing, took its time, but finding its way home.
And the Hawks have definitely been playing from behind at times this year. It's where they've played most of their games, and a lot of these games we've seen them come back from behind, so they're really no stranger to it. And the way this system is built, they definitely are a team that can play from behind.
Comets again moving quickly on the other side. 2 minutes left to go in this first half. Having it on the perimeter, now finding inside of Beebe. Beebe working on Shaw. Shaw not letting anything up. A lot of good defense there, but Minker will go for 3 now, and this one sinks through.
Yeah, and it seems like Mason's starting to heat up right now. Hawks are going to need to respond.
Lead is now 4 for the Comets. Biggest of the night for them, and a turnover coming. Beebe extending that lead even further.
And that's just a really sloppy play right there for Trey Perry, and just throwing that one off his knee carelessly.
Thunderhawks now rushing quickly the other way.
Luke Atkins was wide open in the corner right there. Guess Shaw didn't see him.
Yeah, Shaw was too focused maybe on getting to the basket, but Luke Atkins was wide open on that far side. Atkins already making one of his 3s tonight.
Yeah, that's also a welcoming sight for the Thunderhawks, as he's someone we've seen be very hit or miss at times this year, along with guys like Whelan and really anyone outside of Trey Perry just on those catch and shoots, but definitely the more opportunities that Atkins gets, he'll be able to cash them in.
Luke Shaw missing his first. We'll be at the line to attempt a second. Second one from Shaw is up, and that one good. Lead back down to 5 for the Comets. Thunderhawks really looking to stifle their offense now as they seem to be heating up. Minker has it. He'll go again with some speed. Now kicking out to the side. Atkins able to get there back to defend. Now goes back to Minker, who's Trey Perry is defending, nearly knocking it away. Thunderhawks really doing their best to just interrupt this Comets offense.
Yeah, and the Comets are definitely going to try and hold the ball and get their best look here this close to halftime.
We are under a minute to go now. Comets clearly in no hurry. Trying to find a Beebe inside. Now getting it to Minker under the hoop behind the back. No good. Shaw on the rebound. Atkins coming up with it. And a foul will be called.
And I'll tell you, the Thunderhawks did really get lucky on that one, because seems like Minker had a great look down low and just smoked the layup, and That's more what we saw at the beginning of the game from Mason.
And again, just kind of that lack of offense, just shots not falling tonight. But it did look like a good look from Minker there under the hoop.
And with the Hawks being in the bonus, Atkins is going to go to the free throw line.
Atkins at the line, first shot. This one too strong. Second one will be on the way, though.
And Hawks have kind of struggled from the free throw line tonight, given how good of a free throw shooting team they typically are.
Second shot from Adkins. This one is good. So all three Thunderhawks at the line tonight, missing their first but making their second.
Yeah, first shots for them just seem to be like a warm-up shot. Now they're just going to make all of them as the game goes on.
Foul is called on the Thunderhawks. That one called on Elijah Perry.
And assuming they had one to burn right there. Just looking to reset and get some guys back in. As you see, they're definitely subbing in some offense right now as they take Perry out for Adkins.
45 seconds to go in the half. Comets will have the possession. They're going to move it up the court, having a little difficulty. Ball nearly turned over. Adkins was fighting for it.
Adkins had that in his hands.
Comets getting a little bit of a lucky break. Will continue their possession. Now under 30 to go. Maker up top, Whelan defending. The foul is called. Again, just more of that contact being shown tonight between the two teams.
Yeah, and it's just been a very physical game, and seems like Mason's getting the better of them right now towards the end of this first half, and this halftime is definitely going to be huge for Coach Adkins and the Thunderhawks.
Jacob Stringer now checking into the game for the Thunderhawks, as well as Eli Carpenter.
Guys that we haven't really seen this year. Let's see what they can bring for the Thunderhawks here as the half winds down.
Under 15 to go. Comets holding for the last shot. Up 4. Chance to add some more. Stringer defending, and a foul is called on Stringer. Now under 10 to go. Thunderhawks just looking to try to keep this 4 or below going into the half.
Yeah, and the Comets are going to be holding for the last shot here, so the Hawks have just got to play really tight defense, not let anyone get open here for the last 3 seconds.
Under 5 to go, driving, spinning around, shot up, no good. Stringer on the rebound.
That's exactly what they needed.
And that will end our first half of action here from the Hawks Nest. Comets up 19-15. We'll be back after the half. And we welcome you back to the Hawks Nest, getting ready here for our second half of action. Thunderhawks down 4 to the Mason Comets. Hoping we see some more offense here in the second half.
Yeah, really tough sledding on the offensive end from both sides here to start the second half. And something interesting that the Hawks are coming out in immediately. They are not having Trey Perry bring the ball up to start the half. They want to try and get him moving off the ball and hopefully catch and shoot.
Yeah, that'll be huge for him with Derek Jackson turning the ball over. Then a foul is called.
And just not a great start there for the second half for the Thunderhawks. Just you don't get the bucket on the first possession, and then you start with the early foul. Again, we talked about the middle 8. That's very important. So far, they have not won the middle 8. And let's see what they can do on the back half.
Yep, absolutely where they're going to have to step up, especially being down 4 in the middle of that middle 8. Can't let Comets go to the basket.
And even worse than letting them go to the basket, you're sending them to the free throw line.
And Minker will go to the line. Shoot 2. And like you said, you can't give the Comets these easy points, especially already with a 4-point lead. Unfortunately, lipping out the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, and let's see what kind of adjustments they have in the second half. Obviously, first and foremost, you need to get Trey Perry going. We talked about getting the other guys involved, but if nobody's getting involved and we only have 15 points at halftime and he's only got 3 of those points, obviously that's a problem. So you just need to tell your playmakers to go make plays.
Yeah, really gonna have to start stepping up. Trey Perry, just one of those surprising players tonight. Only 3 points on the board going into the second half.
And that's exactly what Mason was looking to do tonight. Trying to execute their game plan on blitzing him and making things tough on him. And just right there, like, hasn't been able to make those shots tonight.
Yeah, and again, we mentioned it earlier, but that's a floater that Perry normally makes, and just a little off the mark tonight. Now Minker will go for 3, and this one good, and Comets now extending their lead further.
Nightmare starts the second half here for the Thunderhawks, and Comets coming out of the locker room with some aggression. There you see Perry.
There's a little bit of that speed and explosiveness as Perry goes all the way to the basket and lays it up and in, nearly knocking it away again. He's showing a lot of heart right now.
Yeah, and him taking a couple shots here early shows that they're going to try and get him going.
He definitely needs to be one to get going. He is one of those fires on this offense. Nearly getting the ball away, he does. Now going the other way is Wieland. It's 2-on-1 down below in the paint. Shaw loses the ball, and that will go up. Charge is called, and kind of fumbling the offensive possession there.
Yeah, the Hawks definitely had numbers right there. And honestly, if I was the referee, if you're going to call a block on that, then I'd just let it go because you got another Thunderhawk wide open down by the bucket. Just one of those things that kind of benefits the Comets.
Either way, though, Shaw definitely should have reeled that one in, and it would have been easy put up for him. Unless the Thunderhawks will try to inbound it, and another sloppy turnover coming.
That's just a bad one right there for the Thunderhawks. Starting to get some offense going a little bit. And Bachman lets a pass go right through his hands.
And again, those are mistakes you can't be having if you're the Thunderhawks, especially now down 6.
Yeah, and you see them kind of getting on their heels with their backs against the wall right now, and you just got to see how they respond to that and not giving up open threes, and fortunately that one was missed.
3-point shot was missed, but a foul under the hoop afterwards. Looks like Comets were attacked with the foul. Thunderhawks will inbound.
And you see Mason here coming out in a little press, not very aggressive though, but kind of trying to put some pressure on the Hawks, and it worked right there.
Trey Perry using that speed and getting a little tripped up, fortunately able to kick the ball out to Wieland. Mason stepping up defensively now.
It seems like the Hawks right now are trying to set screens for each other, but Mason is just going around all their screens. They need to be more aggressive with that.
Trey Perry spin around up and in. Now he's starting to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, already scored more points than he did in the first half here in the first couple minutes of the second. That's definitely a welcoming sight if you're the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need. We've talked about it all night, all season really. He is the fire in this offense. An air ball coming there from Johnson.
May have gotten away with the travel right there, but didn't end up mattering.
Ball will bounce out of bounds in the Thunderhawks' favor. Now down 4, a chance to cut it down even more. Tyler Bachman will bring it up the court. Thunderhawks will have another chance on offense here. Try outside, looking for somebody to get it to, finding Jackson. Thunderhawks moving a little more slow on this possession.
Yeah, definitely trying to find the best look right now because you feel like momentum's starting to get to your side, and you just want to get the best look like they did right there.
And Bachman able to take another one up and lay it in. Thunderhawks now starting to get a little bit of that fire back.
Yeah, and it's just going to be one possession at the time here for the Thunderhawks, and that's clearly how they're playing it. No need to panic when you're down 8. Just keep playing your game and get your best looks and play great defense while you're at it. They've done that tonight, too.
Foul called on Tyler Bachman. He looked a little confused afterwards. Didn't fully agree with the call, perhaps.
See, Smyers is going to check in for him.
Now, going into the second half down 2, what do you think the Thunderhawks are going to have to do to pull this one out?
I just think, like we talked about earlier, they're going to have to obviously start off the second half good. They seem to kind of be picking it up right now. And they're just going to have their playmakers make plays. Like, they just were missing shots in the first half that they usually make. And I don't really think it has anything to do with scheme. I just think it's them not being able to make those shots, getting those looks. So I just think you keep playing your game, keep trying to get those looks, and eventually they will start falling.
Yeah, we've already seen a lot of them start to fall early in this second half. Saw Trey Perry with a couple and Bachman with a couple. Looks like a timeout will be called by the Comets. With the timeout, we'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Back now inside the Hawks nest here. Thunderhawks starting to storm back a little bit now, down only 2, with a chance to tie it up or even take the lead.
Yeah, and we saw them start to get some offense going before that timeout, and just a great job there by the Thunderhawks. Like we said, taking it one possession at a time, getting the ball in the hands of your playmakers, and just getting the looks you want. We're starting to see them make some of those shots, and they get another easy look right there.
Yeah, great connection to Wheelan to Perry, and Perry able to put some more points on the board and tie up the ball game. Thunderhawks looking good on offense now.
Yeah, and it's just been them getting the easy shots and just the high percentage shots, and those are going to start falling just eventually. If you get enough of them, they'll start to go, and right now for the Thunderhawks, you're seeing it at hand.
We'll see how the Comets look to answer. Thunderhawks now stepping up defensively as well, not letting anything through. Wheelan making it tough for Abib.
And whenever you start getting momentum going on offense, that typically makes you play better on defense with more energy.
That won't help, though. 3-point shot coming from Ringwald for the Comets. Now will extend their lead back out to 3.
Yeah, that shot's huge for Mason right there, just stopping the Hawks' momentum, and now they're going to look to answer.
And Trey Perry called with a travel. Sorry, offensive foul was actually called.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what they
there.
saw right there. It just seemed like he was trying to stop in place, and maybe extended the arm, not sure.
Well, gives the Comets the possession again, though. Thunderhawks have definitely gone on their bursts, but the Comets have done so as well.
Yeah, it's definitely been a game. It's definitely been a back-and-forth game, but over the last about 8 minutes or so, we've seen just Mason go on a spurt, and now the Thunderhawks are, like you said, starting to go on one, and now Mason again trying to get some momentum back on their side.
Yeah, and seeing a lot of contact under the hoop. A couple put-ups, no good, but Minker ended up getting fouled and will go to the line. Again, if you're the Thunderhawks, you just can't give them free shots like this.
Yeah, put them at the line is definitely not what they want to do, but if they're going to miss them, then it's better than giving them an open layup.
Yeah, again, fortunately, Minker missing his first. The lead will stay at 3 for the Comets. Chance to put it back at 2 possessions. No good on this one as well. McFarland able to run to the rebound. Now we'll move quickly, get it over to Smyers. Thunderhawks catching a lucky break there. Luke Shaw now go all the way to the hoop. He'll loft one up and in. Clear shot through.
Yeah, and just a great take there by Luke Shaw and a good look. And again, he's a great player too. Give him those opportunities to take those looks, and he's going to cash it in.
Comets now up 1.
Something interesting I've noticed with the Hawks offense this game, and I brought it up a couple times, is whenever they don't have Trey Perry bringing the ball up the court, because he's usually their main guy for that, but tonight we haven't really seen it as much. You think it's got something to do with the knee?
It might. I mean, Trey Perry looking better in the second half than he did in the first after that injury, but could be a factor. Foul again was called on Abib.
Now you see one of those other shooters, Baze Wheeling, going to check back in.
And Wheeling definitely one of those guys you want to have out there on the court.
And DeBras checking back in for Mason. Someone the Hawks are going to have to watch out for.
The Hawks will get it in with McFarland. Now he's looking to give it to somebody, nearly knocking it away. Now Trey Perry will have it up top, double coming on him. McFarland spinning around. The Hawks again now slowing it back down. Wheelan now on the give, now giving it to Smyers, who will go up, bouncing all the way around, no good. McFarland on the rebound, playing it up, getting fouled.
And I'm not even going to lie to you, I thought Smyers was about to dunk that one down right there. He got real close to the rim on that jump.
Really high, and that ball hesitated for a long time before deciding it didn't want to go in. But good fight from McFarland to put it back up and get fouled.
Yeah, definitely a great job there by McFarland, not quitting on the play and being able to get the follow-up and put back in. A chance to add 2 more for the Thunderhawks.
McFarland, first one is clean through. Thunderhawks now capitalizing at the line.
Yeah, and it was something that they struggled with earlier in the game, but starting to see them kind of settle into that phase as McFarland's 2 of 2.
Yeah, second one good. Well from McFarland, and those are 2 big shots. Lead now back down to 1 for the Comets. It's been staying close now.
Yeah, and obviously now that we're moving past the middle 8, I feel like the Hawks definitely did a better job on the back half, but now it's almost fourth quarter time, and it seems as if it's going to be a close game.
And Abib wide open under the basket, easy points. Thunderhawks giving him all the room he wanted. Now Trey Perry will try to go all the way to the hoop, just getting the ball knocked away at the end. Comets now working quickly. That'll be a turnover on them. From Trey Perry, I know you want to show a lot of that fight and a lot of that energy, but I just don't know about muscling it all the way to the hoop like that.
Yeah, and I definitely think it's something that he's been good at this year. He's gotten those breakaways and has been able to play at a very fast pace going towards the hoop, and I think it's something that you definitely want him doing, but I just feel like in this situation it's a little, I'm not really sure about it either, but Hawks are, this last minute and a half is definitely very important for the Thunderhawks.
We'll see what they try to draw up. Working around the outside. The foul will be called on the Comets. Looks like someone grabbing the jersey. Thunderhawks, good chance to inbound it. Thunderhawks definitely doing a good job of trying to stay tight on defense and really seeing a little bit better offense now in the second half.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen them let up on the defensive end here through 3 quarters, which is also very good for them because we have seen them get tired at times and just blow assignments as this game goes on, and hopefully that's no different in the fourth quarter.
And Trey Perry, oh my goodness, what a fadeaway. That was an impressive basket right there.
I really can't even tell you how he made that one, just Trey Perry being Trey.
Yeah, and that ball just magically found its way through the hoop. Off the magical hands of Trey Perry. Under a minute to go. Thunderhawks now with maybe a little bit of spurt of energy and forcing the turnover.
And looks like a miscommunication right there from the Comets, and a good job by the Hawks defense. I think we'll see them hold for the final possession and try to go in the fourth quarter to the lead.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a good strategy for the Thunderhawks. That momentum's starting to sway with them, and that would be a huge way to get it going.
Yeah, as you see right there, the Comets are going to try to make him push it up the court fast here coming out in that press.
Jackson looking to get it in, finding Bachman.
Bachman was thinking about the breakaway to Perry right there, and Trey's mad that he didn't get it.
Under 40 to go in this third quarter. Jackson looking, finding Adkins up top. And Adkins miscommunication with Sean. Referee saving the ball. Adkins not happy after that.
Yeah, ref kind of bailed out the Thunderhawks right there, just saving the ball from going out of bounds. And Mason's coach was about to have a heart attack right there if they didn't end up getting possession.
I mean, you know what they say, the official is part of the court, so he would save the ball. But Luke Shaw not able to go in and grab it. Now under 30 to go, and the Comets might have a chance at the last shot.
Yeah, and I think we'll definitely see them try and hold here for the last shot and not really get one up towards the end, because you want to go in the fourth quarter with a lead. And since you already have the lead, there's really no risk to passing it around and trying to hold it.
Under 15 to go in the third quarter. Comets holding for the last shot. Under 10 to go now.
See student section trying to fool him right there.
Finding Minker inside. Now the dish back up and in. Comets able to find another basket, and Trey Perry will just huck one up.
And that's just a good display of offense right there from the Comets, and we're in for a great fourth quarter.
And that will conclude our third with the Comets up 3, up 32-29. We'll join you back for the fourth quarter of action. Back here inside the Hawks nest, getting ready for our fourth quarter of action. Mason Comets up 32-29 on the Thunderhawks. Been pretty back and forth so far in this one.
Yeah, it definitely has been back and forth, and it was a great job for the Hawks to respond to the fast start that the Comets got in the second half, and great start to the fourth right there. And
Tyler Bachman just able to steal the ball, go the other way, put it up, and a chance for a three-point play.
And that's just a really athletic play right there from Bachman. Just what looks like a miscommunication from the Comets. Bachman takes full advantage and chance to tie this game.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do if you're the Thunderhawks. You got to take advantage of those opportunities, and no better time than now as Bachman will go to the free throw line to tie it up.
Yeah, and I feel like now that we're in the fourth quarter, we can finally touch on this. The Hawks, down the stretch in close games in the fourth quarter, have struggled to pull them out this year, and let's just see what they do differently.
Yeah, this is the time where they need to step it up. Crunch time in the fourth quarter, tie ball game. Minker will go all the way to the basket, get fouled going up. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, and all of it's stuff for the Thunderhawks that are correctable, like whether it be missed free throws or just bad fouls or bad passes, miscommunications. It's all stuff that is focused around them. So they are the ones who have got to get it cleaned up, and if you do, you can bet that they're going to pull out these close games.
Looks like maybe a little bit of a slick spot on the court. A lot of scuffing going on down there by everyone. Squeaking of the shoes.
Wonder where the mop's at.
Looks like they got that all squared away.
Guess the shoes are a good alternative right there.
Minker will be at the line. His first one no good, and Minker ice cold from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, if they're going to miss free throws, it's better than giving up an easy layup.
Yeah, and really working out sending him to the free throw line as Minker will miss his second one as well. He is really cold from the line.
Something in the water on that side of the court because those are the types of shots we were seeing the Hawks miss earlier.
Bachman now will go for three. No good, just short. That seems like that would have blown the roof off this place.
Yeah, it definitely would have blown the roof off this place, and we would have been talking about how he would have the hot hand.
Bachman, though, on a steal. Now going quickly the other way. He'll go all the way to the hoop. No good. Jackson, though, on the second chance points, goes in, and the Thunderhawks have a lead.
And Jackson was ready there with the follow. Just Bachman, obviously, that's not one you're expecting him to miss, but Jackson just in the right place at the right time, able to get that one to go. Thunderhawks have the lead.
And that's great work by Derek Jackson to follow there.
And looks like they're trying to send Maker to the line now, as he's going to go again.
And that's an interesting strategy at this point. I mean, Minker has been cold. We'll see if that continues.
And you definitely feel like you might see it get in his head a little bit, because the more he misses free throws here down the stretch, obviously the more the Hawks are going to take advantage of that and the less confident he's going to be.
Minker able to break his cold streak and find one through the hoop. See if that gets things going for him again.
And Maker has definitely been the guy for the Comets tonight. We haven't really seen much of a...
Minker missing, or making both for a change tonight. Now the Thunderhawks will have their possession. We have a tie ball game back again. Trey Perry having under the hoop, double coming. Now kicking out to Derek Jackson. Now Perry in that far corner.
Yeah, you see them trying to screen for Perry, try to get him looks as Bachman gets another one.
That one good from Tyler Bachman. And he is red hot tonight. The timeout will be called.
And he's got the hot hand right now.
The Thunderhawks starting to show a little bit of energy in this game. Timeout is called. We'll be right back. Back now out of the timeout here in the Hawks nest. Thunderhawks up 3 after a huge three-pointer from Tyler Bachman.
Yeah, and we're just seeing Tyler Bachman come alive here in the fourth quarter. And again, against Covington Catholic last week, it was Derek Jackson, and now it's Tyler Bachman. And like we mentioned, he's not someone who we've talked about a lot this year, but definitely someone who has that shooting potential to him, and we're seeing it unleashed tonight.
Tyler Bachman also on the defense as well has forced a couple of turnovers. He's really having himself a night tonight.
Jackson falls down on that part of the court once again.
And Abib will find one through. Again, that ties our ball game back up. Now Trey Perry looking for Wieland. Wieland now get it over to Bachman, over to Jackson, who will drive in, putting it up, and again rejected by Abib. Abib starting to play well as well.
Yeah, and he's definitely the paint presence here for the Comets, as he has been all season. Just great presence down there, grabbing boards and getting blocks, and you're seeing it at hand here in the fourth quarter with just him being able to get up there against Jackson.
Whelan finds Elijah Perry for the inbound. Tie ball game, Thunderhawks with a chance to take the lead. Bachman having it up top, he'll go to the basket. No, now we'll kick it back to Perry. To Perry for three. No good, though. Elijah Perry on the rebound. Spinning around, looking to get it out. Finds Bachman, who will go for three again. No good this time.
Yeah, and like we mentioned with Bachman having the hot hand, that's definitely not the look you want to give him if you're the Comets, but unfortunately for the Thunderhawks, he's not able to cash in there.
Definitely a good look for the Thunderhawks, but Bachman just not able to get that one to fall. Minker now will try to go up and will get fouled doing so.
Yeah, and they're going to send Minker to the free throw line again.
We'll see what he's corrected here, making his last two after missing a couple before that. Comets hoping he has everything under control now. He will be at the line with a chance to give the Comets the lead. Trey Perry, maybe mentioned something to do with officials. Officials getting the numbers all worked out on the foul call. Minker will be at the line. His first one is good. Things seem to be all good for him now at the line.
Yeah, definitely correcting those mistakes, and now just seems very natural to him out there right now. Might want to stop sending them to the line if you're the Thunderhawks.
Minker's second shot is good as well, and now the Comets have a 2-point lead. Thunderhawks now looking again for a little bit of explosiveness on offense. They get it into Bachman. See if it does come from him. He's been hot as of late.
Yeah, and you see they're guarding up on him right there. And
Bachman try to size up DeBrasse, go into the basket, and now we'll kick it back out.
And Hawks are going to be looking to work the ball around to get back to one of their scores. As we've seen them do a lot this year, especially in the fourth quarter.
Jackson goes for three, no good on that one though, and the Comets again get the rebound.
And that's a good look right there from Jackson. We have seen him make those shots at times this year, but right there, just luck not on his side.
Comets have a chance to add even further to their lead. Thunderhawks not to step up on defense. But Jackson guarded closely on a Beebe. Bachman on the defense. Trying to find a Beebe inside. Pass turned over to Trey Perry. Trey Perry will go quickly. A big swarm of Comets around him. Still able to find the ball up. Put it up, and Whelan getting fouled going up.
Yeah, and that was really impressive there by Trey Perry. Dribbling through all that mess and able to get the ball to the other basket, and Whelan right there to follow it up and draw the foul.
Yeah, Trey Perry putting it up, bouncing off the left side of the rim, and Whelan put it up almost like a little bit of volleyball, but getting fouled in the process. Whelan will be at the line. His first one is good.
That one sounded nice.
He will have a chance to tie it up. Whelan's second shot on the way. That one rattles out. Comets will hold on to their 1-point lead. Johnson directing traffic, now finding Minker. Playing up on Shaw. Minker finding a Beebe across the court who will drive in on Jackson, putting it up, getting fouled. Again, the Comets will go to the line.
Yeah, and this time it's going to be a Beebe at the line looking to extend the Comet lead. And right there, just Jackson playing very physical basketball, but unfortunately the foul does get called on him right there. And fouls are stacking up now for the Comets.
Beebe's first one no good.
It's much like Whelan rattles in and out.
And Comets overall have been a little cold from the line tonight.
Yeah, that's definitely, I feel like, something that the Hawks have taken advantage of. And if the Comets were shooting better from the free throw line, this game definitely would be maybe out of reach right now.
Second one was good from a Beebe. Thunderhawks now down 2. Working quickly, Jackson has it. We'll give it back to Trey Perry up top. He'll start to survey things. Perry taking the left side. Will go all the way up, putting it up. No good, though.
That was almost a great shot right there from Trey Perry.
Comets, though, looking to capitalize now. That's what they try to do. Johnson has it right side. Shaw defending. Johnson will bring it out. Comets will take their time. Whelan with a lot of contact, and a foul is called.
And yeah, I saw that one from up here, just trying to get a little too aggressive with the ball right there, and Atkins is letting them know. Now we're going to send Ringwald to the line.
Ringwald will be at the line here, a chance to shoot 2. First one no good, and Comets staying cold from the line.
That's something that we've seen the Hawks struggle with this year down the stretch in games, and looks like Mason's giving us a little taste of that. Hawks have definitely got to be able to take advantage.
Second shot from Ringwald, no good as well. Jackson able to get the rebound. Lead will stay at 2 for the Comets. Thunderhawks have a chance to tie or take the lead. Bakken up top getting fouled. Foul coming by Ringwald after missing the 2 free throws.
Yeah, it seems like those missed free throws just got in his head a little bit right there.
Thunderhawks really looking for a momentum shift here. I think a 3-ball would really do it for them. Saw the one from Bachman earlier, and another one of those could be huge.
Yeah, and with how much of a defensive struggle it's been, I feel like any shot you can get here would be good. It'd be nice if it was a 3-ball, but they're definitely going to be looking for their best look right now. And not really sure what the call was there.
Not sure, but the Comets will get the possession. They'll immediately look to Beebe. Cross-court pass, he'll pull one up and in.
And that's just the type of things that we've seen from the Thunderhawks late in the fourth quarter in games, just falling asleep on defense and letting teams get easy stuff like that.
Bachman, though, finding a lane of his own, able to fire back those 2 points. Tyler Bachman continuing to be the bright spot on this Thunderhawks team tonight.
Yeah, and he's definitely come alive here in the fourth quarter, but he's going to need some of his teammates' help down the stretch.
Johnson going to the hoop, and a travel is called. Thunderhawks will again get a chance with the ball.
Crowd's starting to get into it. Hopefully that can stir some momentum here for the Thunderhawks. And Mason kind of playing up to the intensity of the game right now with that press.
Wheeland will bring it up. Again, Thunderhawks looking for any points on this possession.
Kirkland right there is all over Perry, just coming up the court, just making sure that he doesn't get the ball right now.
Thunderhawks looking for a good shot, taking their time this possession. Wheeland thought about it. Now we'll drive inside. A lot of contact. Foul is called. One was called on Johnson. Wheeland will go to the line, get a chance to tie things up.
Yeah, and these are huge right here for the Thunderhawks because we're getting at that time where around 2.5 minutes, under 2 minutes, Mason can start killing the clock, so definitely huge for the Thunderhawks here to not be playing from behind in that span.
Wheeland's first one was good, and it's a good start for the Thunderhawks. See about his second. That one good as well. So we are back to tied. Comets will bring it up.
Now I wonder what the game plan here is on the defensive end. I feel like this is a situation where you definitely don't want to foul.
Yeah, don't want to foul at all, even despite the Comets' coldness at the line. We really just want to try to have a good, solid defensive possession. Can't let anything easy happen. Forcing a tough shot under the basket. That's exactly what you want if you're the Thunderhawks. But Trey Perry losing the ball. But Tyler Bachman able to save the quick, fast break.
And Trey Perry right there just playing a little too fast and losing control of the ball, and he knows it.
And Trey Perry pointing at a spot in the court.
Seems to be a dead spot in the court.
We'll bring out the mop.
Maybe that's what caused him to lose the ball.
Mopping things up.
Yeah, Perry very frustrated with that one, and
possession will go back to the Comets. Their high burst of energy.
Get things cleaned up.
Athletic trainer Kevin Stokes with a little bit of amusement from the crowd there, a little bit of applause to clean up the dead spot. Thunderhawks nearly able to force another turnover. And Comets able to get a timeout off just in time. With the timeout, we'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Back here inside the Hawks nest, it's a tie ball game with 2 minutes to go. So while we have a second, we do want to invite you to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a future stream. Big game here in the Hawks nest right now.
Yeah, and this is just the type of game that we've seen the Thunderhawks playing all year, and doesn't matter if it's Covington Catholic, doesn't matter if it's St. X, doesn't matter if it's Mason. It's just games that have come down the stretch, and you'd think they'd be experienced enough right now to know what they need to do here down the stretch, and things looking good right now.
Maker with a lot of contact trying to go up to the basket and bounce off of Comet's hand. So Thunderhawks will again get the possession and a chance to take the lead.
And no turnovers here if you're the Thunderhawks. I mean, shouldn't really be that big of a deal if you go down and miss a shot. Okay, whatever, but at least give yourself the chance to do it.
Wheeland will bring it up. Now we'll give it over to Trey Perry. Minute 40 to go left in the ball game. Trey Perry will try to give it up to Wheeland. Turnover. Perry gets his own ball back. Now Perry will move quickly, finding Jackson, who will go up. Block called by Minker. And a crazy series of events there.
That's just a great play right there by Minker on Jackson. Jackson thought he had an easy layup under the basket, and a good job there by Minker, not fouling.
Comets now will have a chance to take the lead. A minute 15 to go. They'll try with the three ball. This one no good. Tyler Bachman able to get the rebound. Trey Perry now will work quickly. Spinning around, foul is called.
Yeah, that looks like an intentional foul right there from Greer.
Yeah, and Trey Perry was moving with a lot of steam, trying to get to that basket.
And fortunately for the Thunderhawks, they'll get another possession here with the tie. And actually, Trey Perry's going to the free throw line.
Yeah, Trey Perry a chance to shoot two. Perry's first one is good, and the Thunderhawks have the lead back. A minute 8 to go, a chance to take it up to a 2-point lead. Trey Perry's second shot at the free throw line.
And that's the first lead that the Hawks have had in a while, and that's obviously a big one with a minute left in this game.
That shot good as well, and a timeout will be called by Coach Adkins and the Thunderhawks. Don't go anywhere, this one's heating up. Back here inside the Hawks nest, getting ready for this exciting finish. Thunderhawks with a 2-point lead. Minute 8 left on the clock.
Yeah, and the Thunderhawks are going to be looking to close out this game. And like I mentioned earlier, you'd think they'd be in this situation enough times to the point where they've learned from their mistakes and they're just ready to get back on track here today against Mason. Closing out a game like this can make all the difference for the rest of their season.
Thunderhawks looking to step up big on defense here. Gonna need a stop. Under a minute to go here in the Hawks nest.
Definitely don't want to give up a three. You can live with the tie, but don't let Mason take the lead.
Minker trying to drive on Wheeland. Will kick it outside now. Drive again to the basket, and a timeout is called before then by the Comets. We'll stick with you through this one. Thunderhawks showing a lot of fight in this fourth quarter, as they always do.
Yeah, and even though they didn't particularly do great in the middle 8, it's just a great job by them down the stretch in what's been a very closely contested game all throughout, and Thunderhawks looking to prevail. And while we have a moment here, we'd like to check back on our keys to the game and get everyone involved on offense. Trey Perry obviously having an off shooting night, and just great job by guys like Bachman and Wheeland to get involved at times and be able to keep the Thunderhawks in the game. Control the pace. They've done it at times. Other times they haven't. I feel like they've definitely had a lot less turnovers tonight than they usually have, but still have seen it kind of get away from them at times. But a great job of them hanging in there. Win the middle 8, obviously just went over that. They did okay in the middle 8. Not quite probably what Coach Atkins would want, but enough to obviously have them have a lead here in the 4th, and then don't play down to the competition. I mean, we mentioned that earlier too. Just doesn't matter if it's a St. X or a Covington Catholic. Doesn't matter if it's like a team that's really not as great. It's just always going to come down to the end with these Thunderhawks.
Yeah, always wanting to make it a close game. Hopefully, though, able to pull one out now.
You definitely see the potential in this team, though, with how they have competed against these top teams, and definitely think it'll serve them right here towards the end of this game.
Yeah, and definitely a high-energy team, a team that shows a tremendous amount of fight. Comets trying to inbound it. Thunderhawks playing good defense. Bachman knocking it away. Not able to fully knock it out, though. 45 seconds to go. Comets have it up top. Now getting it over to Minker. Minker trying to make a little bit of a run on Jackson. He'll spin around, go up through some contact. Basket falls in. Tie ball game. 30 seconds to go.
And again, you really can't play better defense right there if you're Jackson. Just a great job by Minker getting that scoop. And
under 30 to go. Trey Perry has it up top. Now under 20. Thunderhawks looking to end this one with a dagger.
Got to hold for the last shot right now. Who will it be?
Trey Perry giving it over to Tyler Bachman. Under 15 to go. Things starting to heat up now. Trey Perry wants the ball back. Tyler Bachman not giving it. Whelan now will go for 3. And he hits it. 3-point shot from Baze Whelan to give the Thunderhawks the lead with 3 seconds to go. And what a step-up moment for the senior.
And once again, we see Baze Whelan coming up clutch at the end of the game. Overtime against Oak Hills, and now regulation against Mason. Hits the big-time 3 to put the Hawks in the lead.
And that's just a huge shot coming from Whelan there. You can't ask for much more from him. He's that guy. He's a three-point shooter, and just stepping up, is getting that one through, and just tremendous for the Thunderhawks.
You don't want to leave Trey Perry open at the end of games, but you also don't want to leave Baze Whelan open at the end of games. And when you're picking your poison right there for the Comets, Whelan makes him pay the price.
Yeah, and that is a dangerous man shooting the 3 ball. And Comets learning that one the hard way. 3 seconds to go. Comets will maybe have a chance to get a 3 ball put back up, but the best they could do is tie.
Yeah, and obviously they're going to try and get up the court quick here. They have time to definitely take a couple dribbles. If you're the Hawks, you can't be too excited over that. You got to lock in here, play good defense, don't fall asleep, and close out this game right now.
Yeah, got to make sure to finish things off right. Can't allow that 3-point shot.
And no fouls either.
Just absolutely electric after Whelan hitting that shot. Thunderhawks now will head out onto the court, a chance to close this one out. Snap a little bit of the losing streak that they're on.
Yeah, and this will be a huge win for the Thunderhawks if they can end up pulling this one out. Just been a very streaky team this year, ready to get back on track. About due for a win right now.
Coach Adkins will take another timeout. Again, just while we have a second, we'll take a look at our GMC standings. And a little bit of a shakeup since we last checked in.
Yeah, Hawks definitely were near the top through the first 4 or 5 games. Just right up there with teams like Sycamore and Hamilton. And obviously dropping some close games against those kind of teams. We see Middletown fall. Lakota West is on the rise. Just definitely been a shakeup for sure. But Thunderhawks looking to get back on track and still be in contention.
And Sycamore, clearly one of the best teams in the GMC. Thought it was Middletown for a while, but like you mentioned, them slipping a little bit. But Thunderhawks still in the fight to be one of those upper half GMC teams.
Yeah, and right now, nobody would have expected them whenever they were 4-1 in the GMC to have a losing record in the GMC at this point of the year. But like we said, a perfect opportunity to get back on track is they're going to be looking to play some tight man defense right here, try not to give them a good look.
Minker gets it in, 1 second to go, have to toss one up. Not even doing it, doesn't even realize how much time was left, and sinking the last shot after the clock had expired. And Thunderhawks able to hold on after a huge 3-point shot from Baze Whelan.
Giant win right there for the Thunderhawks. That might just be what they need to get back on track. Schedule kind of loosens up a little bit from here, but just great one for the morale of this group.
Yeah, great stuff from the Thunderhawks. They're able to break that streak. Just incredible fight throughout this game tonight, especially at the end of the 4th quarter. Okay, we do want to thank all of our sponsors, Butler Tech, Lakota East Spark, Lakota East Athletic Boosters, for providing us everything that we have. For tonight, this has been Colin Kunz, Camden Brayton, signing off.